Brother, I need you to send out the invites if you don't mind. I can't really do much on this account, and if I try to switch to my account, it does where I have to like completely close out the app and all that crap. It's just a really big pain in the butt. So if you could send the invites to the groups, I'd appreciate it.
I got a few of them out there. I don't know. It seems like they're making it a little more difficult to send out apps, but I got a few of them out there, and I probably got a good dozen of them. Let me see what else I can get moving here. How you doing today, Trace?
I'm good, Joe. How about you? Also, when am I getting one of those sweet ass openings for this space?
When my new machine gets here, I'll be doing more of that stuff. It kind of that particular deal doesn't, but what it'll take to edit them out and make them clean and everything is I bought a whole separate machine for that type of shit. It'll be here next week. So after that, I assume it'll take me, a week or less or whatever to just knock a bunch of them out and get them set up, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I was just messing around, but man, I thought that was pretty cool, man. I actually really did enjoy it. Was very surprised by it. Yeah, very, very, very professional feeling.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. The volume was a little weird. I listened back to it probably 5 times, just trying to critique it. I noticed the volume was a little weird off the gate, but not a big deal. I was kind of seat of my pants for that one, so I'm real happy with that setup and how that's going.
So apparently Andrew is not making it. I didn't see that in the group chat, but that's what Usman was saying. Are you good to do the teletape today, Joe?
Yeah, I got it, Trace. I got whatever you need, bud.
Appreciate you, brother.
Man, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, the website's getting well, but it's getting back end overhaul, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then I'm hoping we'll have our own tail of the tape here real soon. Real soon. I hate that we go elsewhere for the information during our own spaces. It doesn't make sense to me. But that's why I can honestly tell you that is the reason I started the site. I'm like, if we're reading all this information out, plugging all these websites and telling people to go to all these places, why don't we just have our own website? So, fucking year and a half later, well, that website, about a year later, here I am.
Hey boys, how you doing tonight?
What's happening, D?
Not much. Just enjoying my Friday night. It feels good though.
Yeah, weather's nice in Michigan right now, real nice. Has been all week, so uh,
Oh,
I'm
for real?
actually
That's nice. Good job.
I'm actually enjoying it here. How's the weather in Pennsylvania, Trace? Trace,
Uh
big
oh.
spike. Nah, he's probably sending out invites or something. He's probably. I wouldn't sweat it too much. I wouldn't sweat it too much. If we all disappear in a minute, though, we know why. Man, you excited about that card tomorrow, D?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. There's some really good fights I'm excited for. I mean, man and co-man. I'm gonna have a look at it right now.
So
Um, it looks
there's a
good. This is a good fight.
there's a couple of fights where I'm like, I don't get it, but it wouldn't matter what card it's on. So I don't know. Other than that, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm real excited about the main. Um,
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Jack Hermanson is actually like he's a sleeper. I mean, like people doubt him out, but I really like the dude. He's actually pretty good. I like him.
so Jack Hermanson always cracks me up because I'm not into like nameology or whatever that shit is called, but
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a history guy, and I know a long time ago, not that long ago, your last name was what you are. My family was Wooddeckers, and one side of my family, their last name was Decker. They were four
Okay.
generations of wood decking. You understand what I'm saying? Jack Hermanson's last name is actually spelled Herman's son.
Like actually like her man.
Herman's son. That is how his last name is spelled. I can
Oh,
never not see it. I can
interesting.
never in my life not see it. I don't know why. Every time I see his name, I see Jack Herman's son. Like, I
Oh,
don't know. Whatever. Fuck
what
it.
the?
It's dumb. I don't know what happened to Trace. He might be lagging out here.
No, I'm back. I was doing a post and it kept messing up on me, man. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't play
cool.
Yo,
back
I'm
to
the
that.
just glad we're not fucking lagging out here.
the one fight I'm actually excited for tomorrow is Brad Tavares and RoboCop. That's a fucking fight right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a fun fight for a fan right there. There's a few of them on here, to be honest. Like, as far as a fight night goes, like, get past the name value, fight value,
This is
there's a,
good.
there's several good fights on the card tomorrow.
Radulov and Petrosian. That's a cool fight. Michael Johnson coming back again against Darius Flowers. That's a
Even
good fight.
the Ige Feely fight is a good fight, bro.
EJ
Like,
Philly is a cool one too.
it is a good card. Trace, you ready to kick this thing off? Sometimes there's a bunch of us, sometimes there's a few of us, but it's always enough of us.
Yeah, baby, let's get kicking. I'm ready to dive in whenever you are.
All right. Let's go ahead and hit Daniel Marcos in a Ricci lane here. Daniel Marcos is 15-0, 5'7", 69 inches of reach. Arichi Lang is 25 and 10, 5'7", with 69 inches of reach. Both guys born in 93. Both guys fight orthodox. Ricci Lang lands about 5.3 a minute, but absorbs 5.5. That is the big red flag for me. Always has been, always will be. If you are not a submission artist, to me, you must be able to hit more than you get hit. Anyway, he lands at 5.1. D, mute out, bud. You're echoing back.
My
Um,
fault.
no worries. He lands at 5.1, absorbs at 5.5. Marcos lands at 4.8, absorbs at 3.7. Marcos got 3 fight. Ricci Lane's got a bunch of them, so those stats matter. Grappling, Ricci Lane, 1.6 takedowns per 15 minutes with no submission attempts. And Daniel Marcos probably isn't going to the ground there. He's not seeing a takedown every 15 minutes. For me, this is a real easy cap. Daniel Marcos is the guy on the push. He beat Davy Grant, and I didn't think he was going to beat Davy Grant, if I'm being honest. I know split decision, whatever, but
I didn't think he beat David Grant.
yeah, but did he not impress you either way?
Nah, really not. Conversation for another time. I was just giving shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's a good play. I think he's getting the push. I don't think there's a lot of rocket science got to go into this one. If I shoot over to the Cap MMA odds board, which is currently under construction, global averages, Arichi Lang is a plus 213 and Marcos is a minus 270. In my opinion, that line probably lands exactly where it should. Trace.
Uh, Maybe not 270. I do agree that Marcos probably should be a minus 200, somewhere around that range. Um, I think for this fight, it's a Ricci Lang early. If it's going to be anything, it has to be him he has to get the finish early, which would be a KO. Or Marcos pretty much probably just kicks him to death. I mean, I think that the leg kicks are going to be a big problem. I think that's pretty much mostly what Marcos's game is. It's mostly leg kicks and kicks and knees here and there, with some boxing, but not the most powerful hands. So I think mostly we're going to see this fight just being kept at distance, where the Marcos that's the only outside kicking him, eating the leg up, and then with a possibility of a late stoppage. But I tend to lead the decision route for Marcus or Marcos. I think he wins a decision, but I did take a sprinkle on the round 2 or 3 KO props. I don't have that number in front of me right now, but yeah, I do think there's a little value in that. But more than likely or not, this fight goes to decision. This is a solid over. I'm sure Usman, as he's requesting, he probably would chime in to agree. He's probably requesting to tell us take the over, fuckers. Don't make it complicated. But yeah, that's what I got. Usman, better times. Either one y'all got to take on this fight. We lost Usman.
We
Yeah.
might be having
So
a tech issue.
there he is. Better times. Did you have a take on the Marcos Marcos fight?
You talking to me?
Yes, sir.
From what I was looking at was the over hits the most profitable line for the split strat with the goes the distance minus 160. I was probably just gonna look at the over and maybe Marcos by decision. I actually like a Richie Lang. Um, not saying he'll be successful with takedowns, but just the pressure moving forward and maybe mixing in a couple takedowns. Hopefully, at the very least, what I'm hoping for is that it makes Marcos think a little bit, and we get to see a little more of him. But I do agree that Marcos should be the favorite. But I'm going over.
Called that shit, boy. I knew he was all over that over, and justifiably so. I think it's a solid play. If no one else has anything on this fight, then Joe, we'll go ahead and push on.
So Better Times did. Usman said, "Are you talking to me?" And Better said, "Yeah," when you asked him if he had a take. So Usman started talking when Better was about to go. So Better Times, if you got a take, bro, go ahead and get it.
It seems like everyone agrees that Marcus is going to win by decision. I think that's the probably the best play or prop is Daniel Marcos by decision because he's going to have to take his time with the Richie Lang. If Richie Lang, like he does this thing where he just doesn't move, so he doesn't like use any feints or he doesn't like do any tells. He just explodes and he's fast, so that's going to get him thinking a little bit. So Marcos by decision is in my opinion, is the best bet.
So we're all in agreement, man. That should be a one for the group parlay right there. Then for all in agreement on it. Maybe we make a props play.
Well, shit. Because of what everybody's saying, let's just take the money line on Marcos, even though it's juice. And as Joe would say, throw some pennies on the KO line because we know Randy Brown fucked us when we were all in agreement last week about him going to decision.
You ain't lying on that one, bro. You are not lying.
It takes a 45-year-old man to make Randy Brown look that good, though. Just to be honest.
To make him look that much in a hurry.
I mean, they barely put his walker away. Fuck. All right, Joe. Let's push on to the next one.
Fernie Garcia, Hyder Emil. So Hyder Emil is 8-0. 5-9. Oh, I'm sorry. They're fighting at, I believe this fight's 145, right?
So 145, 135 would be my guess. I don't
I
have it
thought
up in
this was
front
at
of me.
I thought this was at 150.
I thought these guys were small. I might be
Well,
wrong.
well, I thought because of late notice it was gonna be at 150, but I'm not too sure. Now I'm gonna y'all talk. I'll look for it.
Thank you. Emil Hyder is 8-0, 5'9", 70 inches of reach with a switch stance. Fernie Garcia, 4-0. I'm sorry, 10-4, 5'7", 67 inches of reach. So Hyder's only got one fight, so the stats aren't going to be very telling for Hyder. For Fernie, who has several fights in the UFC, a very telling stat is that he lands 1.8 significant strikes per minute and absorbs 2.9 significant strikes per minute, and only has an average of zero point 0.3 takedowns per 15 minutes. Fernie Garcia is coming off of 3 straight losses. I believe they were all unanimous decisions. I know they were all unanimous decisions. And I didn't think he won a single one of them. So, I mean, meaning I wasn't like, oh, he got screwed. I can't remember a time where I thought Fernie Garcia got screwed. I understand what Fernie's fighting for here. I just don't think he is good. So for me, it is a Emil and Marcos parlay out the gate. Not even questioning it very much before I throw it over to you, Trace. Emil sits at minus 208 on a global average, with Fernie Garcia at a plus 169 on a global average.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I looked at this fight and I decided that I had no interest in it, and that was about as far as I went with it. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I didn't give this fight the time of day. Zero interest or zero play on it from me. Usman, what do you got, brother?
Man, I got my wife banging on the damn dryer. Thought somebody was fucking trying to knock my door down. I took off. I was like,
Got her banging
who
on the
the
sofa.
who the fuck is banging my door down? Um, yeah, no, I had put my hand up because this is at 145. Um, had Ramil weight up at 146. I know there was a mix up there. I don't have a take on this fight at all because when I first looked at it, I read Rafa Garcia, and I was like, "Oh, Rafa's gonna smoke this fucking guy." And I even went to go look up Rafa's stats, and I was like, "Why is it saying he's not fighting this guy on Tapology?" Yeah, I don't have a take on this fight at all.
Why did I think you were a Fernie truther for some reason? It's like that's one of them guys you stand behind. Like, if Andrew was here, he would 100% agree with me. This is one of them guys you have, like with his weird stances on.
No, no, okay. I mean, like
Stop.
looking at
He's
his
not good.
fights. No,
Just
I'm not
stop.
saying
He's
I'm
not
not
good.
saying he's not good, but he is the kind of fighter that I like. Somebody that just really gets punched in the fucking face and
And
doesn't
is
die.
Hispanic.
And doesn't die.
All right, all right. Anybody? I ain't got no more hands on this one. I don't want to. I don't want to stall in these fights too much. On to the next race.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I'm not rushing. Just that we ain't got to.
No,
Nobody's
no,
gonna have.
I don't mind pushing forward through these earlier fights so we can kind of really dive into the main prelims, and then we'll get into the main card. So if we push past the early prelims and nobody really has takes, that's fine. But we'll slow down once we get a little further in.
All I'll
Next,
say for that one is split stat says go over.
Yeah, it's probably a solid over, I'd imagine. That was my first. That was like the only thought I had for that fight when I first took a look at it was probably a safe over.
yeah, you could probably parlay both overs right out the gate, and then parlay the two favorites out the gate. If one of the favorites loses, the overs are still going to hit. You're gonna get all your money back, I'm sure. All right, next up we got a light heavyweight match between Zach Paga and Bogdan Gostov. Um, I'm not sure that I say Bogdan's last name right, but I try my hardest. Zach Paga is 7-2, 6'2", 76 inches of reach. Bogdan is 6'3", 76 inches of reach. He is 14-3. So fairly similar record, just double the amount of fights. Zach has an average fight time in the UFC of 11 minutes 52 seconds. Brogan has an average fight time in the UFC. Well, he's only got one fight, so I guess the average times there don't really matter. In my opinion, I don't have a super hot take on this one. I do think Zach will beat Brogan, though. I feel fairly confident in that. I don't have a breakdown. I will throw you the odds before I throw it to you, Trace. So Zach sits globally. I believe it's over 33 books right now. He is sitting minus 125, and Bogdan is sitting at plus 101. The best line, if you actually want to bet Zach, that you could find on him anywhere should be minus 116 at Betfair. Trace.
You're gonna have to work with me on the name for, was it Bogdan?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
Bogdan, like
Bogdan?
Bogdan.
What?
Yeah.
Boston. So anyway, the Boston. I think if you're taking him, you take him first round. We've seen in this fight before that he doesn't really have cardio unless it's just something that he's improved on. I don't know if that fight was short notice or not, but he did seem to be pretty tired pretty quickly in his fight against Ozdemir. Uh, yeah, I think Pauga is a jobber. I think he's going to be a journeyman that never really does much. Probably another 500 fighter in the UFC. I don't even think he's a 500 fighter right now, if I'm being honest. But
No, I think
I do think he can survive the first round. I think Boston or whatever his name has to get the KO in the first round to win this fight. Uh, I do kind of think that Pauga could get the submission, but I tend to lean to decision because honestly, he just doesn't seem like he has much power or does much outside of clinching people against the fence. So sprinkle. I'm gonna sprinkle the KO the sub prop for the late rounds 2 and 3 on FanDuel, but I tend to lead the decision, but probably a it's a weird fight because, like I said, if it was most other fighters, I would take them to get the finish. But Pauga just doesn't seem to have any urgency or like he went to a decision with Jordan Wright. You know who does that? You know what I'm saying? It's just like he just doesn't show he has any kind of killer instinct. So give me Pauga by decision. Maybe late round props. Usman.
So first off, I think that Jordan Wright comparison and the decision is actually great for this fight. Not because Jordan Wright and Bogdan are any similar, but because he showed the smart fight IQ to go ahead and say whatever you want about fucking Jordan Wright. The big ass fucking doofus hits hard. Um, and he said, "Let me just hold you up against the fence all 15 minutes, get my shots in." And make sure I get this decision. I think you were spot on about Bogdan getting the KO in the first round, and if it doesn't happen, I personally will be playing the over 1.5. If we clear that over 1.5, you might as well cash your
Is
Paunga
that what it's
by
set at? Is it set
yeah.
up? Is it set at 1? Oh, okay. So
Oh yeah, and
I was kind of hesitant to thinking it was 2.5. But at 1.5, yeah, I would take a little bit more of a shot on that.
Bet Online has it at plus 123. So
Plus money.
real quick is what I was saying was if we hit the over, I think everybody might as well cash their Paunga decision tickets because he carries his opponents to the finish line. Um, but to go to the split strat, I'm already anticipating this going to be a horrible week in the sense of like everything is gonna look red, but you're gonna look at those over 1.5s or those goes to the decision, and we're gonna be cashing like hotcakes. This is a perfect example. You look at the ghost to distance plus 250, that doesn't fit our strat. You go to the ghost to split plus 700, that does not fit our strat. But they're gonna give us Paunga, a decision machine, at over 1.5 at plus money. Give me that all fucking day, and that's gonna be one of those that we look back on and be like, shit, I should have hit that bitch.
Bro, if you play splits though, Zach Pioga plus 700 to go to split, bro. Like, is that the split or is that Zach by split?
No, that's just goes to split decision.
Bro, if you're a guy who plays any type of split strategy, that is definitely a split fight. I'm
Hear
sorry.
me out. Hear me out. While we do know he does start strong and we know he fades in the end of the first round, could he come back out in each round and win the first 2 minutes, like put on some damage and then get taken down or clinched up the rest of the round and lose the round that way? Could we see a split that way?
Well, that was the Modestas Bukowskis fight. I thought I'm a tough guy. I'm always gonna go for tough. I thought Zach looked pretty damn fucking good in that fight, but he got cracked, and it just wasn't. It didn't look too good for him. Um, he stayed alive, and he made it to the decision. I think we could definitely be like that if Bogdan lands 2 bombs per fucking round. Better take it away.
I actually got the under. Look, man, I don't. I when I studied Gooskop the first time, he was just horrible. He is completely open, but he is a killer be killed fighter. He goes for the finish. But again, his defense is not there, which is why he got finished. Didn't he get finished in the first round in the first fight?
Yeah, but wasn't that by Vulcan?
Yeah, but he got submitted by Vulcan, and
Yeah, but
Vulcan was piecing him up too.
considerably higher level of competition though.
Yeah, I know. I think Pauga's just starting out, but I don't think that it's going to take away from the opportunities that's going to be available to him. Which is he's going to be able to finish him in the first round because he is just so open, guys. I'm telling you, he does not defend his face at all. He just goes for it. And if he hits Pauga, like make no mistake, he can hit hard. He knocks people out, but he also gets knocked out. I think the way he fights is he's gonna force Pauga to fight back, and I think that could make it an interesting early finish.
No, and I see where you're coming from because Paunga does. I mean, yeah, Paunga does have like those sneaky straight shots right down the middle, and he'll lean into them. So Bogdan coming down, hands down, straight shot right down the middle. It definitely could happen. It's just I gotta lean on fucking Zach, maybe even getting him hurt and then holding him up against the fence and say, "Give me a big hug. Let's get you tired."
Yeah, and I understand like the whole. I totally forgot about him decisioning Jordan Wright. Like he should have finished that fight. So I can understand why everyone would lean towards the over.
Well, let's just be honest. He was a inflated heavyweight that was struggling to outspeed heavyweights whenever he was the smaller guy. And now he's down to light heavyweight where he should be at, and he's not really. I don't think he's going to be much more than a jobber here, but too much time spent on this fight for sure. Joe, what you got next for us?
Real quick side note. Better, I believe it was you last week. I tried to throw you props in the group chat on right after the fight. I believe it was you last week on the Lee fight, talking about the Japanese wrestling.
I wanted to say some shit too, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So I tried to shout. I don't know
I
if you've seen
called
it in the
it. Didn't I
chat.
call
I
it?
tried to tag. Bro, I just wanted to tell you, you outlined his wrestling to a T. Fuck the rest of the fight. Just when I was watching the wrestling, bro, I thought of you and I'm like, man, he called this shit to a fucking T. Like, I wasn't
Man,
even
I do
mad
my
I was on the
homework.
wrong side. Bro, I wasn't mad I was on the wrong side or nothing because I was watching it, thinking of you, and I'm like, yep. I was like smirking, smiling, like, man, he fucking hit this one on the nose. So I just wanted to shout you out for that, bro, while we're in here, because it wasn't forgotten. I seen it and I was like, damn, fuck.
Thanks. I got in early too. As soon as I broke down that fight, I bet it right away.
Did you? So you got good lines on it?
I got one minus 132 on it.
Damn, yeah, you killed that line because I think he hit over to minus 200, right?
I think it was like 160.
I think he closed though. I think it was maybe like just over 200. I could be wrong, but I thought right before
Oh,
the
then
close.
hell yeah, I killed it.
Yeah, I think he got hammered. I think he hit like just creeped over too. Anyways, up next we got let me go over here. Max Griffin and Jeremiah Wells. They're fighting at welterweight. Max Griffin, they're both vets. Max a real vet, 19-10. Uh, 5'11", 76 inches of reach. Jeremiah Wells, he is a vet. He's got 16 fights under his belt, 12, 13, and 1. 5'9". He's given up 2 inches of height. 74 inches of reach. He's given up 2 inches of reach. Wells is a switch fighter. Max fights orthodox. I will say that I do know about Max that switch fighters are probably the only guys that can figure out how to outstrike him. It's worth noting Jeremiah Wells has a rack of UFC fights and only has a average fight time of 7 minutes and 42 seconds, where Max is sitting at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Max throws about 4 per minute, lands lands about 4 per minute, takes about 4 per minute. Jeremiah Wells lands 2.5 per minute, takes 1 per minute. Both guys got striking accuracy a hair below 50%. Striking defense favors Max a little bit, 57% versus Jeremiah's 47%. The huge difference maker here is going to be the grappling. Jeremiah Wells averages 3.89. He averages 4 takedowns per 15 minutes. He has a 43% takedown accuracy, 100% takedown defense, and averages 1.2 submission attempts per 15 minutes. On the other side of that, Max Griffin pales, 1.4 takedowns per 15 minute. He does have good takedown defense at 69%. Both guys are coming off a loss. I am a huge Max Griffin fan. I've met him. I've met him twice. I think he's a really nice guy. I think he's fun to watch. I don't have anything bad to say about him ever. I do think this fight favors Jeremiah Wells. I don't think Max will be able to stuff the takedowns. I don't think even if he can survive, even if he doesn't get submitted, I'm not actually worried that Max will get submitted or even put in those positions. But will he be able to be taken down and controlled and held and taken back down and controlled and held and taken back down and controlled and held? I do believe Max will have that problem. He's no spring chicken. I believe he is 38 years old. He 85, so I think that's 38. Yeah, I really want Max to win, but I favor Jeremiah Wells to win this fight. Before I throw it over to Trace, I will say that the global odds say that Jeremiah Wells is 150 minus 159 and Max is sitting at plus 128. I love Max, and if I thought he was good for the money at plus money, I wouldn't be able to not bet him. You can get him for 144 at Betfair. Trace, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I took Max Griffin for like 3 units. I think he could. I think he goes out here and stuffs these takedowns, and we've seen that Wells has had problems with the cardio in the past. Yeah, he hits hard, but I think strike for strike, stand up for stand up, that Max is definitely the better stand up fighter. He's the longer fighter. He's a taller fighter. They're only a year apart in age, so it's not like he's got a big age advantage. Like we like to think they're pretty close in age. Max has the higher level of competition, the longevity, the yeah. I think Max can. This is a fight that Max can win. I think he can. If he can stuff the takedowns and force Wells to strike with him, I think he pieces him up and possibly gets a late finish. But if not, I think he point strikes his way to a pretty easy decision. Yeah, I have him for like three units, like I said. So good luck me. Good luck to anybody on the other side. Better. You've had your hand up for a while. Jump on it, brother.
Yeah, this seems like an easy pick to me, and it's on the well side. Only, and it's only because of just the power this man has. Like that's one thing I love. Like I don't always pick power, but sometimes you just can't ignore it. And Jeremiah Wells is one of those people that you just cannot ignore the power. Like if you remember the Matthew Semmelsberger fight, even though he got hurt, he still got up and still got to the hips and still took him down. Even when he didn't have a proper grip, like he wasn't in on the hips, he was really far out and he was desperate and he still just ragdolled them down. And Carlston Harris. I think, oh man, dude, Carlston Harris is one of my favorite fighters, and I called that fight. I knew he was going to submit him. I did not know he was going to be dominated like that. He is a serious grappling threat, and he's got the longer reach. And Jeremiah Wells was able to close the distance really fast, get in on him, throw him down, and ragdoll him like he does everyone else. I as far as the cardio issue, I think that's a third round issue. If you think that's going to be an issue, you bet on Max Griffin to knock him out in the third round. Other than that, it's going to be Wells either by knockout or by decision.
I think finish for finish. I think he's probably more live for taking the back and getting the submission more than anything. But good luck, better. We're on the opposite sides, but let's see how it ends up, man. Good luck. Rhino, good to see you on the mic, man. What's up?
What's up, brother? How you doing tonight?
Good, man. Good, man. What you got?
I see both sides of what you were saying. I mean, definitely, I was on the train of Jeremiah Wells when I first saw the fight, reviewed it on paper, and then I heard a good breakdown on a show where I thought a guy had a valid point that Jeremiah Wells, the guys he has beat are all been losing ever since. None of them have won a fight after they have lost to Jeremiah Wells out of his last three opponents. So he really has not really fought the type of competition that Max has, and how Max has competed in some real people in the UFC, and he's definitely got enough heart and veteran style to stay in a fight. And that's where that third round gas tank that you're talking about, Trace, comes into effect. And we could see some late problems there. And I was like, well, that's a pretty damn good fight or point, because I was all on Wells to win it. But I hear both sides on it. It almost scared me out of the dang fight.
No, it's a tough. It's a good fight, man. It's a good match fight for sure. So we interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a bad dog pick, though. I totally agree.
We'll see. Usman, where do you fall in this fight?
Yeah, I understand everybody's points, man. I personally am on Griffin. Um, I think just looking at the stats, it's going to be takedowns versus volume, control versus volume, veteran versus the power. It's gonna be a tough one for sure. I don't have any bets on it yet. What I'll definitely be betting is that over 1.5. This is one of those where fits both sides of the split strat, and they're giving us over 1.5. At I mean, I don't think it should be 1.5. I think Wells has gone to the 2.5 mark a couple of times. Max goes to the 2.5 mark a couple of times. Um, yeah, give me over 1.5, and that'll be a good parlay piece. I might parlay it with the first two overs of the first night or of the night.
Solid. It's gonna be a fun fight, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight overall. Interesting battle. Anybody else got anything else before we push on to the next one?
They can't all be hits. What we got next? Devin Clark versus Marcin Progno at light heavyweight. Fuck, man. All right, Devin Clark, 6 foot, 75 inches of reach. Progno is 6'3", 74 inches of reach. Both men fight orthodox. Um, Devin Clark is 14-8. Progno is 16-7. Progno lands over 5 per minute and absorbs at 3 per minute. Devin Clark lands 3 per minute, absorbs 3 per minute. Both men have 55% striking defense or accuracy. Defense goes to Progno with 53%. Hello. Say hello. Goes to Prachnio with 53%, and Clark has 43% defense. Grappling, Clark's got a huge advantage. Prachnio has several UFC fights with no grappling stats other than takedown defense 54%. He has no takedown attempts, no takedown submission averages, no takedown accuracy. So you're going to see Devin Clark's 2.3 takedowns per 15 minutes, 33% accuracy, 60% defense, with basically no submission attempts per 15 minutes. I tried to dress this one up as good as I could, guys. Both of them are coming off loss, win, loss, win. I would sincerely say that in this fight, if you are the type of person that just needs to bet it, like you're like, nope, I bet fights and this is what I do, then take your money and put it on the over, and that's the end of it. This is low level heavyweight MMA, low level of the highest level. Like, we say that a lot, but like, man, like, let's be clear. These dudes will fuck up 95% of the people out there, right? But low level UFC heavyweight, that's what I should say. It's bet the over, man. You got average fight times for these guys. Devin Clark has an average fight time of, I did click away from that, 9 minutes or 11 minutes and 10 seconds. Marching has 9 minutes and 18 seconds. And I know you might be like, see, Joe, look at those stats. But in their last several fights, we can look at Clark. He has went into the third round, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of his last 5, and he went 2 seconds under the over in the one where he only went to the second. Then there's one triangle loss. He went the distance twice before that. And if you just flip it over and look at Prachniow, third round, third round, third round, second round, third round, and then he has, why his fight average is so low is he got finished by Mike Rodriguez and Kalaev and Sam Elvey when he first got into the UFC. Yeah, this is an over fight, and you guys, I say whatever you want about it. That's all I got. Trace, go ahead.
Yeah, you had a lot more than I figured you'd have on it. Yeah, for me, this is a Devin Clark fight to win. Devin Clark's nothing if not tough. Dude's got his teeth knocked out in fights. Kept fighting. Pretty sure he put his teeth back in the spot where they went and kept fighting.
Is,
Actually,
is that
um,
Spawn's? Is that Spawn's picture? Is that Devin Clark?
I believe so.
All right, go ahead. My bad.
And yeah, I think it's a Devin Clark fight. Like Progno is no, like you said, is no grappler. Uh, his claim to fame, so to say, would be the win over oh man, a Khalil Roundtree. But I feel like that's
Totally different Khalil Roundtree, though, bro.
exactly. It was earlier. It was before Khalil became Khalil. Like before he started
Before that
this
switch.
evolution. Before he went
Before
to
that
Thailand.
switch.
Yeah, before he started putting all that shit together with his stand up
Bef-
and became that animal, put that niceness away.
Before
Uh,
Khalil started dating a worldwide model.
I didn't know he was doing that.
It was a trip to Thailand. That's what changed Roundtree.
Yeah, so I do think that Progno is probably going to gas. I wouldn't be surprised if my pick is the decision for Brown Bear here. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get a late round 2, round 3 submission over a tired and worn out and worn on Progno. Better, what you got?
Basically the same thing. This is Clark's fight to win. I think it's going to be hard taking him down at first because Pacquiao has good takedown defense early. It's just whenever you wear on him, he starts to accept it. So that makes it a very clear path to victory for Clark. Just wrestle him.
Lean on that toughness and wrestling. That's a Brown Bear fight. Yeah. I feel like we're pretty much all in line on that one. Usman, what you
Well,
got?
well, I wanted to take the mic for this one, but what the fuck am I gonna do other than repeat the exact same thing all y'all just said? I'll just go ahead to the split chat, of course. Over 2.5. Minus 140 goes the distance. Goes to split. Come on, man. Is this light heavyweight or heavyweight?
It'll be light
Light
heavy.
light heavyweight, man. We're getting a goes to split at plus 350. That means the books are not trying to lose their ass on this fucking over. It's over all day.
Joe, what you got next for us?
All right. After that, all right, boys. Listen, I need you to control yourselves on this one. I know this is the type of shit we go hard on around here. I don't know why. But up next, we got a women's strawweight fight between Bruna Brazel and Luma Look, Boomy, I believe.
Bruna Brazil and Loma Labumi.
There you go, buddy. So Bruna is 9-3. Luma is 8-3. Luma has an average fight time of 13 and a half minutes.
Hey
Bruna
Joe,
got, yeah,
let Usman kick this one off. Break it down on the tape and then shoot it straight to him. Let that boy speak on his queen.
I got you. All right, so Bruno's 10 minutes fight time. Luma 5'1", 61 inches of reach, orthodox. Bruna 5'6", 65 inches of reach, orthodox. That's a big difference. Striking department, Loma lands 4 per minute, absorbs 2.5. Bruna lands 3.4, absorbs 3.9. Bruna does have elite striking accuracy for women's MMA, though, at 68%. And Loma is not far behind her at 58, but that is a big difference. Like when you look at the numbers, it's not far behind, but that is a big discrepancy. Both of them average about 2 takedown per 15 minutes. Takedown accuracies 50%, 66%. Defense favors Loma a lot at 74%. There's no submissions happening here. Both of them are coming off of wins. Usman.
So Luma Lukbunmi is one of my favorite fighters. I love her. Fucking little, what is it, Thailand pit bull? How could you not love her? The bitch is tough. She goes in there. She goes into fight.
My
She's
bad.
a.
Luma is minus 286 global, and Bruna is plus 220.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just
yeah.
trying to throw you the. I forgot the odds. I was trying to give them to you, Usman. My bad.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But yeah, man, I love Luma. Brazil is going to try to strike from the outside, do her little side to side movement, and Loma's just gonna do her best to walk her down, put the pressure on her. She hits hard. She lands some big shots. She's got some great Muay Thai trips. She even mixes in the judo. I think Brazil has a bad tendency of also trying to throw in a little judo in there, and I think that'll not help her if she does in this fight because I think Loma could go ahead and clinch her up, hold her up against the fence, or hold her on the floor for a little bit. I'm real interested on, like Trey said earlier, touching the submission prop for Loma just because, or I might just be safe and hit the inside of the distance, just because shit happens. And Bruno Brazil just does not seem good. We saw her look good because of the Shanna Bannon fight, and Shanna Bannon has been a joke throughout all of MMA Twitter and shit. Um, Luma, love Luma, but I give y'all a very fair warning. If I'm picking up on anything from the trends of last year, when I love a female fighter this hard and I go this hard on her to bet, I fucking lose. So y'all might as well put a little bit of fucking money on Bruno Brazil, Pani Kianzat, Irene Aldana, fucking MBS this year. Those are just the first three off of the top of my head. Female fighters that I really like, and when I decide to put my balls on the line and bet them hard, I eat shit. So keep that in mind.
Fuck that. Loma's gonna come into this fight, walk her down with her little pit bull style, like you said. Walk her down, clinch her up, beat her up in the clinch because Loma is nasty in the clinch because she is a very, very decorated Muay Thai former Muay Thai fighter. Um, Crazy amounts of fights. I forget how much it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like over 100. Um, yeah, just a decorated Muay Thai fighter. So she may not be the best fighter at distance, but on the inside, she's brutal. And like Usman was saying, she seems to have really improved her grappling as a whole, and not just in the clinch, but as far as the wrestling now. And now we're seeing her start to get submission finishes. I think Bruno Brazil strikes with it for a little bit, then gets tired and gets worn down in the clinch from Loma crashing in, beating her up with knees, beating her up with elbows, um, constant tosses and takedown attempts. We've seen Bruno wilt in the past in previous fights, and like Usman, me and him spoke earlier this week, I believe it was, uh, and we both were kind of in agreement on the submission prop for the round two. Or I have it for round two, round three on FanDuel at plus 1100. I put one unit on it. I do think this fight goes to a decision more often than not. I do think that Loma probably does win a pretty dominant decision, but I don't hate the submission prop. I do think it would be a submission finish over a KO finish if there's any finish in that fight. So yeah, I think Loma wears on her, takes her down, beats her up, and eventually takes the neck and strangles her. Better. What you got on this fight, brother?
I got Loma too. I think I don't know about the submission, but maybe TKO because if she's stronger than she looks. So whenever she gets into the clinch and she's able to like use really good technique to get a takedown, she throws those elbows, and those elbows are going to be vicious. But the reason Bruna gets hit is because she leaves her chin in the air and her hands are low. So whenever she throws an attack, she can just get countered all day. That's what Denise Gomes does, and that's what Loma does really well, especially with the leg kicks. If Bruna does anything at a distance, she's going to get returned with leg kicks right away, and then she will eventually find the hands. So it's either going to be maybe a decision, but I really see the TKO happening because she is way stronger than she looks, and she hits hard. So I think Loma Lugumi TKO.
See, my initial thoughts was the TKO, like you're saying, but I just know that in women's MMA, we've seen most of the fights don't really end by KO. Most of it is while it might be due to strikes from, getting mounted and ground and pounded and turning over and getting the neck and trying to get away, or trying for them to put the arm up and throwing the arm up and getting caught into an arm bar. Most of the submissions or finishes may come from strikes, but they're mostly submissions.
Too bad Jillian Robertson didn't take it. I bet on her by submission, and she TKO'd her.
Who's that? All right.
Jillian Robertson when she went up against Polyana Viana, like the sub was there, but she finished her by TKO.
Oh yeah, I had a feeling on that one, dude. I got that I got that prop at plus. I think it was like plus 1900 or something like that. Yeah, I cashed on that baby. I was very happy with that. I had
Yeah,
a feeling
better.
on that one.
Better. I'm glad you're around. But here's rule number one of Cap MMA Spaces. If it's a Jillian Robertson fight, you bet whatever the Jilly Whisperer over here, Trace says. I followed him on that fucking knockout. But I do like what you're saying about. That's why I said I'll fucking be safe and go inside the distance in this fight because if Luma's little pit bull ass gets on top and gets to hold her down, we might see Bruna turn her back and then just get punched in the face until it's over.
Looking at FanDuel, the rounds 2 or 3 KO also is the same as the submission. So at plus 1100, I might jump on that as well just to cover both ends. Good shit, better. Joe, let's shove on, brother.
All right. Next fight up is a lightweight fight between Belogioki and Timmy Karamba. Both guys only have one fight in the UFC. Oki fought on the Dana White Contender Series, and so did they both did. I don't know why I was going to say both of their names. They both fought on the Dana White Contender Series. So there's not really any stats to compare. We can just do tail of the tape here. 8-1, 8-1, 5'10" for Oki, 5'9" for Timmy. 73 inches reach for Oki, 71 inches reach for Timmy. So before the space started, I had no idea who these guys were a little earlier today. So I Googled them up a little bit, kind of found some highlights. I would say that I don't think this fight goes the distance at all. I think that Belogioki is either going to, like, it's first rounder gas for him, would be my assumption. I didn't sit down and watch all of his fights, but you can see he goes really heavy right out of the gate. He did get a UD, and I like kind of fast forwarded through it, but I didn't think he looked great in the third. So that's all I have on it. That's all I have on it. Trace.
Yeah. Whenever I did tape, there he was fighting Demir Hadzovic, or I was about to do tape, and that he was still fighting him. But I went to do the tape. I found out the fight was canceled, so I didn't actually do tape on it, and I didn't even know that he was rescheduled until today. So I unfortunately have no tape on either of these guys. So I don't want to give out false info. So I'm gonna pass. If anybody has a strong take on this fight that did do tape, feel free to chime in.
Skip, 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 skip.
Yeah, sometimes it's got to be a skip. I did walk away to check on that little girl that you guys heard making noise a minute ago, though. So I probably need 10 seconds to get back over to the tail of the tape. Trace didn't even look him up, so fuck it. I'm just
Yo,
giving you.
yo, I'm watching Power Slap right now. I know, shame on me. That Shayna
Ah,
Bathory chick, the chick they were trying to make like the face of Power Slap, just got
yeah.
flatlined.
Did she?
Oh, dude, she is stiff as a board right now.
Can't wait to see that clip. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
no
like she
shit.
was like fingers up, like when she went like full thriller.
No shit. First slap.
First lap.
I gotta
So
look
she.
that up right now.
Wait, was that
Connor,
the
you can push your thumbs down, baby. It still don't it still makes it true.
was that the match against the fighter? The like, wasn't she
Yeah,
slapping against
former
him?
former MMA fighter.
Oof.
Happened.
Well, that's what this is about. Dana White being able to cash out on MMA fighters after they exit. I've been telling you guys that. All these UFC fighters are going to be signed to Dana White's Power Slap. He'll get to keep promoting them. They won't have to fight no more. Just smack each other in the face. That shit has been coming.
What you
Been
got,
coming.
Connor? Connor, hop on the mic when you can.
What's up there? I was just about to say, power slap. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Power slap.
Hey, bro, combat. Like I said before, if you got a channel where I can watch your grandma smack her neighbor and your neighbor smack your grandma, let me know, bro. I'm gonna go watch it.
Combat. Saying the word combat associated with power slap. I don't know about that.
Oh well, I mean, each to each their own. I'm not gonna hate on something just because I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because you don't like something, I mean, you got to voice it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I will definitely hate on something if I don't like it. But you know what? You're a better man than I am.
Fair enough. All
All
right,
right.
on to the
Next
next one.
welterweight fight between Trevin Giles, UFC vet, and Carlos Prats. He's got a fight in the UFC, so he's not really a vet. The stats will be super unfair to compare, so I'm just going to do tail of the tape. 16-5 for Giles, 17-6 for Carlos. 6 foot 70 inches of reach orthodox for Giles. 74. Did I say 70? Carlos Pratt, 6 foot 178 inches of reach switch stance. Both of these guys are roughly 30 years old. I am actually not a big Trevin Giles fan, and I will leave that there. Trace, go ahead.
Who is Trevin Giles fighting again?
Carlos Quattrez.
Carlos.
Carlos
Oh, the guy from the contenders. Or, no, he's like 17-6 or something like
Pratt.
that. Oh yeah, very experienced guy, very dangerous on the feet, specifically in the first two rounds. I think he has like 12 of his finishes by knockout. Uh, yeah, Trevin Giles does okay against fighters who aren't going to be much more than 500 level fighters. Uh, I think this looks similar to the Omar Morales fight. I think he gets overwhelmed and gets knocked out. Give me the round one, round two, some not KO prop. Um, yeah, I think Giles goes to sleep in this fight. Better times. What do you got?
Yeah, I got Protez via KO as well. The one thing that I've noticed that's consistent throughout all Giles' fight, he doesn't address the counter right hand. It's there for the taking. Replace that with a right high kick, it's going to be a knockout for Protez.
Like Giles' entire game is based around his jab, which is a nice jab. Um, yeah, I think if he can come out and establish the jab early on in the fight, there is potential that he could be around, stick around for the fight. But I think he gets knocked out round two. Joe, what do you got on this fight?
Yeah, I'm not a Trevin Giles fan. I'm not real familiar with Carlos. Um, I did see his fight on Dana White Contender Series because I watch all the Dana White Contender Series fights, but I wasn't super high on him to the point where I got a whole lot to say about him. So this fight is a skip for me, brother.
Joe, where do you get most of your information from?
CapMMA.com. All live odds. We're connected to like 50 books right now. We do global and regional averages. And hopefully by this time next week, we will also have live tail of the tape. You click the fighters, it'll give you more information than you get at any other site. I assure you that it'll be much more. We got live rankings over there on the boards. Just click the promotion, you get the live rankings, and then we have UFC leaderboards, and we've got all the latest news. Anyways, we going on to the next fight here, Trace?
Yeah, what you got? What you got next on the card, Joe?
All right. So next up is Rafael. Say his name. Say his first name for me.
The people's main event.
He's the only guy,
Rodolfo
bro. I'm the only
Vieira.
person on earth that can't say his name.
Rodolfo Vieira versus Armin Petrosian.
There we go. Middleweight bout. Rodolfo is 6 foot tall, 73 inches of reach, 8 minute fight time. Armin Petrosian is 6 foot three, 71 inches of reach. Both guys fight orthodox. Both guys got a rack of UFC fights. Petrosian lands at 6 per minute and absorbs at 3 per minute. Vieira lands at 3 per minute and absorbs at 5 per minute. His both guys got striking defense and striking offense accuracy right around 50%. The big glaring difference here is that Vieira has 3.7 takedowns per 15-minute average. He only has a 25% takedown accuracy. That doesn't always tell a lot. Some guys shoot a lot. He has 100% takedown defense and 1.4 submission averages per 15 minutes. On the other side, Armin has basically no takedowns per 15 minutes with 33% accuracy and 36% defense. Both guys are coming off of wins. For me, this is probably a Vieira or pass fight. I if I'm being 100% honest, I probably won't bet this fight at all. Vieira is minus 119 on the global average, and Armin Petrosian is minus 104. This is about as pick 'em as they get. I see Usman with his hand up right away. Usman, go ahead.
Man, I really like Armin Petrosian. I was on him in his last fight against Christian Leroy Duncan. Watched the tape and I said, man, people are hyping up this Duncan kid way too much. Petrosian is a savvy little striker. He does get taken down and he does give up the back, so it definitely scares me against Rodolfo. My main bet here is going to be the over 1.5. Odds are minus 170, so not too crazy. This is another one of those perfect ones for over 1.5. It barely misses our goes the distance strat and the goes to split strat, giving us a decision machine against Armin Petrosian at the over. Give me that all day. Um, Initially, I was really like, fuck yeah. Y'all know I don't put in my bets early. I'll put them in probably tomorrow morning or when we're watching the fight. I was like, fuck yeah, give me Petrosian decision and give me Petrosian at plus money all day. But Rodolfo's looked a little better, man. It looks like he can put just enough striking behind his grappling threat. And we know that fucking Petrosian is gonna get taken down. We know he's gonna get back up, and we know he's gonna give up his back while doing it. At this point, we gotta thank everybody who bet Petrosian for bringing down that Rodolfo Vieira line. It just moved right now, right in front of me. Rodolfo Vieira now at -112. I'll be taking Rodolfo Vieira. Better.
Yeah. Okay. So to me, it's all about how he approaches to take the takedown. If he goes for the single leg, I believe that might be a little problem for Petrosian. But for the most part, it's not like he does a blast double or a single leg.
Sorry about that, better. Go ahead. I had some back feed coming through.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was my bad. Okay, so and from what I can see, it's all about how he approaches the takedown, which is going to be big because if he's able to, I think his best approach is if he goes for the single leg, but he doesn't really do that often, and he's not really as explosive as the other fighters that have taken Petrosian down and been able to uphold him down. So I believe this is going to be a good fight for Petrosian, especially with the limited striking Rodolfo Vieira has. He has shown to put something on the feet, but it's really just a left jab and a right hand to the body, maybe sometimes a right hook, but that head just does not move. And he's always like there's no setups, no feints, nothing. Petrosian is a really high level striker. He's gonna piece him up on the feet. I think the better bet is gonna be on Petrosian.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I actually like the round 2 or 3 KO by Armin Petrosian. I think he's able to survive the clinching or even maybe neutralize the clinching of Adolfo Vieira and keep it standing. And yeah, we know Petrosian is the far better, far superior, far cleaner striker, the natural striker of the two. And Adolfo Vieira that is forced to stay striking and not able to get takedowns. Seems like easy pickings for Petrosian. I know he's mostly been a finisher in the UFC, and I don't hate the decision prop in this fight either. But I do like a little sprinkle in the round 2 or 3 KO prop, so I'll probably be taking a little stab at that. But I tend to agree with you better.
Damn, y'all motherfuckers gonna make me go ahead and switch back to the Petrosian side. I hate you.
Stand by your gut, brother. Yeah. So if nobody else has anything on this fight, we'll keep moving. Joe, what's up?
All right. So up next is Darius Flowers versus Michael Johnson at 155 pounds. Michael Johnson is a extra seasoned vet with the UFC. He is 22-19. He is 5'10" with 73 inches of reach. He fights southpaw. Over his career, he has amassed an 11.5 minute fight average. Darius Flowers, not too many fights in the UFC. He's got 2 of them, but tail of the tape still matters. 12-6-1. Average fight time 4 minutes 25 seconds. He is 5'9". 71 inches of reach, fighting orthodox. So that's counter stance. He's given up 2 inches of reach and 1 inch of height. Global odds on this fight right now are Michael Johnson is a favorite, -141, and Darius Flowers is +115. So I do know Darius Flowers. I don't think he is going to be able to take down Michael Johnson if he wants to, and I don't think he's going to be able to outstrike him. I think it's pretty straightforward thought that Michael Johnson should edge out the decision win here. For me, my problem is Michael Johnson is 2-6 in his last 8, and I just can't. I could never bet a guy like that. I love him to death. He looked really good against who was man? God damn it, who was it? Like 3-4 fights ago, it was.
Davey Grant.
No, oh, he finished. He knocked out Alan Patrick, and everybody got
Oh
real
yeah.
everybody was like, you know how fans get. He's fucking back, whatever, after a 4-fight loss streak. And, he's just went 1-1 since then. I do think Mike Edges can outclass him. I can't bet it. Trace, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm on Michael Johnson pretty quickly here. The other guy, Flowers, is a former 185er that is now has found success at 155. But if he was fighting at 185 at one point, that tells me that he probably doesn't have the best cardio, and we've kind of seen that in his past fights. He gassed in his last fight. Yeah, I think he's dangerous in the first round, and then after that, Michael Johnson probably puts him away pretty easily. But also, I think Mike's live for a finish in the first round. I don't hate the KO prop for Michael Johnson. I don't hate the under 1.5 just to be safe all the way around. I think either guy could get the finish. I do think that Flowers is capable of knocking Michael Johnson out because it does seem to be if you're able to land a pretty clean shot on Michael, he probably will go out. But yeah, I think the speed is going to be a huge issue here. If the guy fought at 185, he's not going to be a fast 155er. I don't think he's going to be a durable 155er. I don't think he has a cardio for 155. So yeah, I pretty much give Johnson the edge on everything here, even though he does have a almost 500 record. Uh, yeah, he's probably one of the best 500 fighters in the UFC. I know that's not the best title to own, but it is a real title. He's beaten real guys. He's beaten some of the bigger names like Dustin Poirier, but knocked him out. Can't sleep on the guy's power. He's got one of the nastiest left hooks in that division. So yeah, give me Michael Johnson via KO. Better. What you got, brother?
All right. Now, Flowers is one of my underdogs to watch. And I know everyone's on Michael. I think probably mostly everyone's on Michael. I get it. Um, here, how would I say this? And from what I can see, he has never fought seriously. As far as all the tapes that I've watched, he's never really just taken it serious. And he even admitted that when he was on Contender Series, that he just wasn't taking it serious and that he should cut down to a good weight class for him because he just didn't want to. He was just being lazy. Now, in that Jake Matthews fight, I think the body shots shut him down completely. But he was doing really good in the beginning before those body shots were affecting him. You can see that he has good head movement. You can see that he keeps his eyes on the target and he times his shots correctly. He's got really good jujitsu and he packs a punch. Like his shots really do have power. So, and after seeing him on the scales, he looks like he is in tremendous shape. I don't think I don't think cardio or anything is going to be an issue here. I think the speed of Michael Johnson is going to be an issue. So he is going to have to work his way around that speed and land a power shot because he's not going to take him down. Johnson has some really incredible takedown defense and he reacts immediately. I believe his only shot is to knockout, and I believe he can do it. And I believe the weight cut to 155 is telling us that he is finally going to take this serious, and that's why he's my underdog to watch.
I always do love a good argument for the other side. Solid stuff, better. Joe, what you got, my man?
I'm going to do a side note on this fight, so go ahead and let Daniel. Welcome to the mic tonight, Daniel. Let Daniel get his take off, then I'll close it out, Trace.
Hey y'all. No, I disagree 1,000,000%. Michael Johnson is the veteran for that reason. Like he's been through it all. Like fought real fighters. He's like even though he lost some, but hey, he's been there. I have Michael Johnson decision all the way. Plus, mind you, Flowers missed weight. So that what does that tell you?
Oh, I didn't know he missed weight.
I did not know that either.
He did by oh wait. Yeah, never mind. There was someone else who didn't make weight.
All right, so Joe, what you got?
So I just have to ask, as a side note, Michael Johnson's career. Um,
How have we never gotten Michael Johnson versus Bobby Green? How has that never happened?
Repeat that question. I'm sorry.
How have we never gotten Michael Johnson versus Bobby Green?
That's a
I,
solid. I mean, because Bobby Green would
bro,
probably wreck him.
at this point, yeah, but 5 years ago, bro.
Bobby too nice with the hands. Bobby got some of the cleanest boxing in that division.
Yeah, and Mike slowed down, but Mike's got nice hands too, bro. And he's got nice head movement. And in his, I'm not saying now, Mike has changed, but if you were a Mike fan ever, bro, Mike had nice shoulder movement. Meaning he moved his whole head and neck with his shoulders, bro. Mike was one of the few guys that really, man, I used to just watch him fight for that reason. I don't
I
know.
mean,
I'm not.
Mike has slowed down, and he still has extremely fucking fast hands as well.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
even in this late part of his career.
Bro, like to me, when I just thought of that, I'm sitting here like a kid in a candy store, like, fuck, I bought the wrong candy bar. I didn't know about that one before I ate this one. God damn it. Connor J, go ahead.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's a fight like match made in heaven, and I also think uh, Michael Johnson. He's probably slowed down a little bit, but like Usman said, his speed is still there. And Bobby Green just came off like a huge KO loss, so who knows how like where he is in his career. It might be like the perfect time, or not perfect, I should say, but I think this fight would still be good if it was made today. I think we can make it. I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, I want to see it now. Usman, you got your hand up because you want to get back on there, or is that just from last time?
No. Yeah, I was going to give my read on the fight. For
Go
one,
ahead.
another one of those. If you can't tell, this card I will be over hunting. Another one that does not fit the strat at all. Anticipate seeing a red loss mark on there, but 1.5. Odds not too good either. I mean, they're fine. -120. Not too bad either. But I like the over 1.5. Just because both of these boys are gonna bang. I anticipate what's his name? What's that other guy's name? Flowers to go ahead and try for some takedowns. Michael Johnson, I just saw, I don't know who it was, but I just saw a clip of him sparring in training camp this fight against somebody that we'd be like, damn, he was fighting him, and he was piecing his ass up. Um, Michael Johnson looked good against my boy Carlos Diego Fiera up until he got knocked out. Give me that over 1.5. And I really wish I could take Michael Johnson at freaking dog odds here, but if I have to pick a fighter, it's dog or pass on this one.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest hesitation is the fact that I'm having to take him at favorite money. So I don't love that, obviously, but yeah, I still feel pretty good about him winning this fight, though. Never a good feeling taking him at favorite money, though. Joe, on to the next.
All right. Up next we have Brad Tavares and Gregory Rodriguez at middleweight. This is a fun fight. So Tavares 20-9, Rodriguez 14-5. All right, 185. Tavares is 6'1", 74 inches of reach. Fights orthodox. Gregory Rodriguez is 6'3", 75 inches of reach. Also fights orthodox. Gregory Rodriguez likes to bang. He lands 5.99 significant strikes per minute and absorbs 5.67. Tavares is at 3.3 and 3.0, so 3 absorbed, 3 landed. Both guys have mediocre striking accuracy, 43%, 55%. Both guys just over 50% striking defense. The surprisingly, the biggest discrepancy in the statistics is in grappling, where it's actually, even though he has the higher punch count, Gregory Rodriguez also has the higher takedown average per 15 minutes with 2.4 over Tavares's uh, 0.8, so less than one. Uh,
Rodriguez, 100% takedown defense. That's over a rack of UFC fights. But Tavares, 82% takedown defense. Neither one of these guys are averaging submissions. I could have probably skipped those stats. I don't think this one's going to the ground. Both guys coming off of wins. I will say this, though. Brad Tavares is coming off of double losses. One of them was Duplessis. And then he beat Weidman. And I'm not dogging Weidman. I just want to be clear. You know, he beat a guy that a lot of guys might have beat on that day. And if you've seen that fight, man, Weidman looked awful and Tavares didn't look any better, in my opinion. So for me, this is Gregory Rodriguez all day. If I go over to Cap MMA, the odds are reloading, so something must have just hit or changed. All right, so Gregory Rodriguez is minus 250. Man, I didn't even look at them odds. No shit. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess that's better because you could probably get him at 350 and it would still be realistic. All right, Gregory Rodriguez minus 250. Brad Tavares at plus 197. Trace.
Yeah, I think Gregory Rodriguez pretty much takes this fight however he wants it, man. I think he could finish it standing up. I think he could easily rock him and get the submission that way. I do think the takedown defense is probably going to hold up for him. So I do think he's probably going to have to get a takedown due to strikes, like being knocked off balance or knocked down. I don't think he's going to be able to shoot a double leg and take him down. Maybe a single leg, like somebody alluded to earlier. But yeah, give me RoboCop however he wants it.
I want to hop back in there and say, I didn't really think that went through. After watching the Weidman fight, I would say that late second round, third round KO, or at least finish, probably KO for Rodriguez has got to be live, man. I just feel like he will have so much more gas than Tavares after the 7.5 minute marker. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that. Daniel, go ahead.
I'm going to answer this fight with the visual aid. Here come the cops. Here come the cops. Here come the cops. Take me to jail. Take me to jail. Take me to jail. I got RoboCop all day, every day. Knockout round 1. And that was a reference from the movie Norbit. RoboCop all day. And plus the original movie, not the remake. Hate that.
Jay Spec, welcome to the mic, brother. We're on the Rodriguez versus your one of your hometown boys, Brad Rodriguez in the fight. So you got anything on that fight?
Brad Tavares? Did you call him Brad Rodriguez?
He
I may
said
have.
we're on the Rodriguez fight versus the Brad Rodriguez fight. I was
Dude,
like, what the
that
hell?
was funny.
All right.
That was the intro, right?
You gotta do it right, baby. You gotta do it right.
Hell yeah, I love it. What's up, everybody? And what a perfect timing for that. Blind obligatory statement, if you don't already know. Proud native Hawaiian, so is Brad. I blindly always pick for Hawaiians and pretty much always for Polynesians unless I have a reason to go against them. You're not going to find me doing anything different here, so my analysis is rubbish unless you like pure bias of opinion. But all things considered, I know Brad is not uphill anymore, but I think he can handle this challenge. And that's how I genuinely feel about it, removing as much bias as possible.
If you bet him, you're getting good money if you're right. I'll tell you that.
But
Who's
can
that?
you?
Brad Clark?
What's the odds, sir?
So our site has like global average, so it takes like 30 books and averages them. Tavares is sitting at an average of plus 197.
That's an incredible average, sir. Yeah, that's 2-1 money. I guess the bookies know what's up, but hey, yeah, like I said, my opinion on this fight's completely loaded and maybe not honest.
Yeah, sometimes those are the best ones. So I always tell people when my shit's loaded too. So fuck it. Usman, what you got?
I like Brad Tavares. He's usually one of those free bets on the over, and I'm still kind of contemplating of whether I'm going to get there or not. Hits the goes to split strategy, does not hit the goes the distance strategy, so that sucks. But it's gonna be RoboCop. Even when you look at the people that he's lost to, Dricus, Bruno, Edmund Shabazian. Even Yoel Romero, it's just a lot of in-your-face pressure fires. We know RoboCop is gonna do that. Give me RoboCop, and I don't, like I said, I don't know if I'll get to that over.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets him, but I think Brad could hold it out for 7.5 minutes if we're talking the over 1.5.
No, it's 2.5, and it's at -105.
Oh hell no! You can't. Hell no! Playing no goddamn over 2.5 on RoboCop versus Brad No Gas Tavares.
That's cold, man. Joe, what you got next?
I, I didn't feel like
Joe,
that one was that bad, Trace.
Joe, before you start on the next fight, let me just say, what do you have next after that?
What do you mean by that? Did Trace mispronounce it again?
No, just don't get into Igor Pretoria versus Robert Bryzak.
Oh, fuck. Middleweight Robert Bryzak versus Eor Pretoria. Yeah, so Rob is 6 foot, 75 inches of reach. Eor is 6'3", 75 inches of reach. Rob's got no UFC fights. He's 17-5, and Eor is 19-5, and he has lost, win. I'm actually not on this fight. I didn't look into it. I feel the same way Usman clearly does. Trace is the host of this show, so I hope he's got something hot on this one. Trace, go ahead.
Yeah, man. I took Robert Brzak at one of the special props on FanDuel to win in the first 3 minutes by KO. I think him and Ehor meet in the middle of the octagon in the first. They may not go straight forward. If it's up to Robert, or Brzak, he's gonna go straight in and start throwing hammers. But if Ehor doesn't engage, it might go a little longer. But I think that as soon as these boys start throwing, somebody's gonna fall. So I do think Robert's probably the better side, but the under is probably definitely the play in this one. Better times.
Yeah, I think Ehor is going to engage him. His only play is to make you feel his power. He doesn't really have the gas to go the 15 minutes. We've seen that plenty of times, and he's not. It's all about the striking with him, and he makes you feel his power. Robert Brychek is going to be able to. He's going to meet him in the middle, and he's going to be able to counter him. I believe I believe Bryce is going to win, but I believe Ehor has just as much of a chance to knock him out as Bryce does. So I believe the under is the best play on this fight.
Yeah, like I said, exactly what I said. I think when I said I don't know if Ehor's going to rush the middle, I don't know if he's going to try to pace it and try to not run into a gunfight. But I do think this fight does end in the first round by knockout. And like you said, both guys are very well capable of knocking out the other. I like Robert Brzak a little better. Usman.
Y'all think I don't have a fucking take for this shitty ass fight? Y'all know I got a take for this shitty ass fight. Nah, it's Robert Bryzak, man. It's just writing on the wall. Fucking Ehor coming in late notice. They said, Ehor, you suck. Go out there and lose to Shogun. Give him a retirement win. And he fucking won. And they said, well, you know what? We're feeding you to Dana White Contender Series guy. And now you're late notice, and we're feeding you to a guy who's got 5 round 1 KOs. He's gonna strike with you, hit each other in the face. Robert Bryzak, but we all love Ihor Pretoria.
Love, very, very strong is a very overused word there. Rob, what you got?
Man, I'm gonna jump in and first I gotta flash my Rob Union card. So for Rob's nationally and internationally, we are obligated to support each other. and I will be doing that in this fight. On top of that, Ihor Potieria is total trash. Also, a actual analysis. Look into it. People who got knocked out or beat up like real bad to the point of finish, if they come back quicker than 6 months, the odds of them losing is pretty high. And last time out for Mr. Poteria was both cases. He got TKO'd up on the ground, I believe, and then he got slept on the feet by Oberg. So either which way, like this guy's a. I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be surprised if Bryzak doesn't just get a KO win. To be honest, and that's my take on this fight.
Daniel, what you got on it?
2024 is definitely the year of change because once again, me and Usman are on the same page. Now, I don't like Ihord. Like, I never heard of this guy. He missed weight. Nah, this fight's not going the distance. Robert Brychek KO round 1. That's what you get for missing weight.
I'll give him like a, instead of minus whole point though, I'll give him like a minus half point because he took the fight on short notice. Like, I know you still should be professional, but if you take a fight on short notice, I think you should get a little bit of a discount on the miss weight.
I just want to go throw this in there real quick. Sorry to cut anybody off. I put in the group chat earlier today that I was betting Muniz on Power Slap to upset the champion plus 300. I hope y'all tell plus 3 units. He looked minus 600, dude. He just knocked him out in the 5th round. Easy money. You may not like the sport, but why pass up easy money?
Amen.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, that was a good hit, Trey.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, man. Plus 300. I got him at plus 235. I thought that was the opening press. Like, fuck yeah, dude, he's gonna cover that shit easy. And then it ballooned up to plus 300, so I jumped in for another unit.
Better fathers do what you do, man.
All right, so up next.
Yep, on to the next.
Co-main event of the night. Featherweight bout between Andre Fili and Dan Ige. Andre Touchy Fili and Dan 50K Ige. Ironically, Dan Ige has no finishes in 24 fights. He's never finished anybody. I don't know. I just don't know how he got the name 50K. Anyways, so Andre Fili is 5'11", 74 inches of reach, fights orthodox. Dan Ige is 5'7", 71 inches of reach, and fights orthodox. Both guys just over 30 years old. Both guys land just under 4 strikes per minute. Both guys absorb around 4 per minute. Fili at just over 4 and Ige at 3.5. Both guys pretty good striking defense, over 50%. Both guys under 50% striking accuracy. Takedowns 1 per 15 for Dan, 2 per 15 for Fili. Takedown defense though, Fili 69%, Ige 58%. Ige's coming off of a loss, win-win, loss-loss, and Fili is coming off a win-loss, win-loss, win, no contest. So Fili's coming off a win. Ige's coming off of a loss. I personally do not bet on Danny Ige. I just don't. He's a guy I fade or pass. I think I'll fade him this weekend. I'm not saying I'll have a ton on it, but I will build some parlays and I will put Andre Fili in them. Of that, I can honestly assure you. Fili is plus 144 and Dan is minus 179 on the global averages. Trace, go ahead.
I'm going to be very interested to hear what Usman has to say about the goes to decision and split. What his strategy says about it, because I feel like this is a very prime fight for that strategy there. I think this fight is gonna be very close, man. I think these guys are gonna be able to neutralize each other, and it's gonna be a probably a stand up affair where each guy gets the better of each other, and it stays pretty close the entire fight. And I think Ige probably edges it out in the decision, but I don't hate the split decision prop, and I don't hate the majority. Like you can do the majority or split decision on a FanDuel. Pretty good option. I don't know what the number is on it right now, but I will definitely look into it. But I think that's probably a good look for this fight. J Spec, what you got?
That's plus 800.
Oh, baby, that's money. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you for picking me, dude. So I just want to say, promo to both sides. Andre Feely, if you haven't seen him, UFC Fight Pass, UFC Comedy Jam 2, he has a comedy set that is worthy to open for any real comedian. The dude is funny. Now, he is also very skilled. I've liked Andre Touchy Feely for a long time. He actually has my favorite nickname in the game. But what happens? He's fighting Dan Ige. Now, besides the bias, real analysis this time. Dan Ige hits. He's like credentialed hitter. Everybody and their mama put it down that Dan Ige hit. What does Dan Ige get beat with? Out wrestle or someone who can out volume him? Someone a little more defensively sound. Andre Feely's none of those things. He's not a like amazing wrestler, and Andre Feely's very, very defensively, respectfully vulnerable. He's a firefighter, and firefighting with Dan is literally how he wins. So Danny Gay on this one, easy.
Average. Welcome to the chat, bro. What you got?
How we doing first off?
Good, and you?
I'm getting there slowly. Um, I'm going down Ige for simply because of the fact if you look at Andre Feely's career, every time he gets a step up in competition. Without fail, he loses every single time.
Repeat that again.
I'm going down Ige simply because of the fact every time Andre Feely gets a step up in competition, he loses.
Okay. Make sure I heard that clear. But I say, bro, Feely is not a step up in competition, but no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, probably a solid take, man. The guy that has all the tools, man. One of the longest guys in that division. You think he'd be able to use his length as more of a weapon, but he doesn't. Better. What you got?
I actually have Philly, but I can't bet him because I understand that Dan Ige is the smart bet. The only reason I would say that is because like everyone sees like the potential Philly has. Like he has moments of brilliance. Like when he knows how to use his length. He knows when to time the takedowns. He knows how to control his opponents when he's on top because he's very strong. It's just it's the defense. Whenever he throws his punches out there, he has a tendency to either leave it out or drop his hands. And that's a perfect time for Dan Ige to land a left hook. And he doesn't really react well to getting hit hard. So that's the only problem I have with betting him. But other than that, I feel like the length, as long as he just doesn't close the distance as much, just keep it on the outside and time his takedowns. I believe this is a very winnable fight for him. But I understand the betting Dan Ige. I can't bet Andre Philly.
100% get it, man. It's a tough fight. Like I said, I didn't really want to take a side on it, but I do like I said, I do like the decision and the splits.
Oh, but here's one thing I actually got. If you want to bet on it, I think a smart bet would be to bet on the significant strikes. And they got Philly under. I think they got Philly for 54. The under over is 115. I believe that can go over or the Dan Ige side, which I just had it. I lost it. So, oh, here it is. Dan Ige, it's the same thing. 54 and a half for either one. I believe the overs are the bets to make.
Solid stuff, brother. Good take. Daniel, what you got?
I can. And just know this. And Andre Fili's never lost 3 times in a row. Dan Ige did. So that tells you Philly has always come back from his loss. I never go against the love I have for California. California love. I'll never lose it. With that saying, Andre has more KO wins than Dan Ige does, and he's going to distance better than him. So I got this fight touchy by round 3 TKO.
Good stuff, bro. Good luck. Usman.
Yeah, just to go ahead and give you what you asked for when it comes to the split strat, plus 400. So that is right on our line to make it qualify to play the over, go over to the goes the distance, minus 180. You know, any minus number on the goes the distance hits the over at over 68% right now. At the highest, we were at 74%. So that tells you this fight is very, very likely to hit the over. Personally, I think Dan Ige will win, but why pick a side? Just pick the over.
Very fair. Good stuff. Thanks for that information, Usman. Joe, what do you got next for us?
Well, main event of the evening. Man, wouldn't it be nice if Bruce Buffer just went main event of the evening and then everybody started fighting?
What's with the buffer hate, man? I still don't get it.
Main event of the night is a middleweight bout between Jack Hermanson and Joe Pyfer. Hermanson is 23-8. Pyfer is 12-2. I know it seems like Joe Pyfer is not at all a vet in the UFC, but he's got enough stats. He's got 5 fights worth of stats, so he is definitely worth doing all the tail of the tape in the comparison. Hermanson is 6'1", 77 inches of reach, fights orthodox. Pyfer is 6'2", 75 inches of reach, fights orthodox. So Pyfer's got an inch height advantage, but 2-inch reach disadvantage. Hermanson lands at 5.3 per minute and absorbs at 3.6 per minute. I know that might not sound that great, but a guy that's landing at 5.1 over 5, I look at these stats all the time, guys. And a guy that's landing over 5 and absorbing just over 3.5, that's actually a really good ratio. Anyways, he's also got a striking accuracy of 44% and defense of 55%. Joe Pyfer lands at 3.6 per minute and absorbs at 2.3 per minute. You can look at the stats, and I mean, in tape and things will tell you there can definitely come a point where Jack Hermanson starts to pour some pressure on Joe Pyfer if Joe Pyfer does not get him to the ground. And I don't think we've seen Joe face that. Um, and those stats say it clearly, and you will see it in tape. You will see it. You will not see Joe face the pressure that Jack could put on him if he lands a good strike. Jack knows how to get on top of somebody and close some distance, in my opinion. Joe Pyfer does land almost 3 at 2.97 takedowns per 15-minute average with 1.8 submission attempts per 15 minutes, with a 83% takedown accuracy. Now, I'm not being a jerk or knocking anybody, but I gotta say 83%. Gerald Mershard, Alan Amadovsky, Ozzy Diaz, like, I won't read off all their stats, but I've checked them. These are not guys with great takedown defense. I don't actually know Amadeus. It's who was the guy in front of that Abdul Razak Alassans. Anyways, I'm not trying to dog him out. It's just Pyfer has a high takedown accuracy, but not against guys that are proven with 75% takedown defense over a whole rack of UFC fights. So Hermanson's takedown defense may be able to stuff Pyfer, in my opinion. And if that is the case, and Hermanson decides that he's not afraid to exchange with Joe Pyfer, I love Pyfer and I'm on Pyfer and I want him to win. But man, this matchup is a little rough for him. Jack Hermanson is coming off of a loss. It was loss, win, loss, win, loss for him. Joe Pyfer's coming off 4 wins in a row. Pyfer's coming off a sub, KO, 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 KO. And then Jack Hermanson is coming off of a KO loss. So take that for what you will. That's my take on the fight. Oh, let me throw you some odds real quick, Trace. Joe Pyfer, last time this board updated on this browser, probably an hour ago, Pyfer was global average over 33 books, minus 256, and Jack Hermanson was plus 203. Man, it kills me to think that Hermanson could be a good bet there. Trace, go ahead.
Man, I am all over Jack Hermanson's late round props. FanDuel has some very good props out for him. The rounds I've tweeted it out earlier today actually. The rounds 2, 3, and 4, and 3, 4, and 5 for the KO and the submission props for Hermanson against a fighter who we have not seen past the first or second round. A fighter that we have not seen to have proven cardio. While yes, he may have strong, powerful strikes, I don't buy into the narrative that he broke the record for Ngannou's power punch thing at the PI. I think that's all just a angle to build up Pyfer, to make Pyfer bigger than life. They want him to be the next Conor McGregor. But this is a huge step up in competition, man. I honestly do think that while it's unorthodox and it's ugly and it's not pretty to look at, I do think Jack's possibly the better striker here. Not the more powerful striker, but definitely has the better footwork. Definitely could give Pyfer some trouble on the feet if it stayed on the feet. If he's not able to land the big punch early, I do think Pyfer needs that finish early in this fight. 'Cause I think as this fight goes on, because of the unproven cardio, or not unproven, just that we haven't seen it. I'm on them. I'm on those late props, man, and some of them are at plus 1900 and better. Like, so, good odds, worth a couple shots on it. Yeah, I think Pyfer's goes out there, starts trying to throw big bombs. I think Hermanson keeps it to the outside, dances around, keeps it. I do know we're in the apex, so it is a smaller cage, but I do think he's able to use the footwork to kind of stay out to the outside, get in, land his two or three herky jerky punches, and get up from the power and not get hit. And then, where I'm down and possibly get this submission late into the third or fourth round.
Do you
Yeah,
think,
that's
Trace? Do you think that? So I agree with you, and I think that one of the important things to note is that Jack Hermanson should have a striking pedigree that is notably better than Joe Pyfer's in real exchanges. I'm agreeing with what you said. In real exchanges where they've got to bang and Joe's got to take some because Jack pours them on. I like Pyfer and I want him to win, but bro, I really think I'm not confident in Joe's ability to win a technical striking match. I mean, and like, I know that it's the knockout you're looking for, but if you can't fucking hit a guy and you can't stop him from punching him in the face, there's a better chance than not that you're not knocking him out. So, man, I just wanted to double down on that. I 100% agree with you that is not.
Hermanson has been knocked out a few times, but he is a durable guy. Like, I get it, he got dropped against Vittori. He's been knocked out by a few other fighters. He went to this with Sean Strickland, but he is durable. I do think he's able to eat some of the big shots, even if he does get hit. I think it's going to take more than just one big shot to put him down. It's going to take a few, and we just really haven't seen Pyfer throw in big combinations like that. It's mostly been one big punch, look at my work, and then kind of walk you down from there.
I think the UFC thinks that Jack is slowed way down and that Joe can land that overhand. I got to just.
And he may. He's definitely on a downward decline. But I don't know that he's. I mean, he's only 35. I mean, he's not ancient. He's in one of the bigger weight classes where it's okay to get a little older in that weight class. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too soon for
You think he
Pyfer.
can take two? You think he can take two of them overhands? Because I don't. I think he
No,
can take one.
I think one puts him on Queer Street and two puts him to sleep. I just don't know that he's gonna be able to land them 2 punches on him. And like I said, I'm only giving him like a 7 minute window. But I may be wrong. He may come out here and be a cardio machine, but he's a big dude, a lot of muscle,
And
very
never had to
explosive,
go the distance, bro. He's never
very
had to do
explosive,
it.
very explosive fighting style. I just don't feel like he's going to have the cardio to go with it. But I've rambled on a bit. I gave my
Let J
takes.
Spec go. He was
Yeah,
first
yeah.
and
Oh
he
yeah,
put
I
it
was
up
gonna go. I
like
was gonna
three
pass it to J
times.
Spec. Yeah, I was gonna
He
pass it
put
to
it up
Rob.
like 3 times. He wants this one.
Yeah,
Oh
so
no, 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 no! I was changing my hand color. I just found out that was a thing. That's all. But anyways, thank you. First things first. Shout out to Joe and everybody at the capmma.com team. You know, from one to another. You know, I know the effort it takes to host all the time and do all what you guys
You're a
do. So
legend,
shout out to
Rob.
what you guys do. Nah,
You're a
right
legend,
back.
Rob.
And then to the people, right? Because if not, then it's just like me and Joe is just talking to ourselves without you guys. So keep supporting. That's all I can keep saying. With that being said, I will also throw a little bit out there. Hey, I meant what I said earlier in the week. I don't know if you seen my tweet, but I, I want a good ecosystem in the MMA community as best I can. And one of those things is through other media people writing good stuff, So my interviews, whatever ones that, that aren't going to be used for something else, they're gonna be pinned to my profile. There's a fight earlier on the card, Zach Palga. I interviewed him. If you want to hear what his thoughts is straight from his mouth, that's pinned to my stuff. Go check it out. Tomorrow during the fights, UFC Vegas, 86. Garrett Armfield will be joining us, fresh off his win over the king of tryouts, Brad Katana. So there we go, Garrett Armfield. So if you want to come talk, come talk. Like the point is, we do this stuff for the people. We do this stuff for everybody. Bring in questions, do your thing, and it'll be around the main card that it comes by. So there you go. I just wanted to drop that stuff. Now to the analysis of the main card. Hey, yo, I like Jack Hermanson. Like I liked him a lot. The problem is I like 2017, 2019 version of Jack Hermanson. You guys nailed it. Joe, Trace, you guys are experts. That's why you guys are on point and nailed it. Like that's the real story here, folks. That's the narrative. That's what's gonna play out. Hate to say it, Joe Pyfer, the guy, got all the promotion. He's young. He's in his time. This is his 2017 to 2019. Bet. Now, next, Joe Pyfer. I've been watching this dude pretty cold because for those of you who might have been in my watch party for a Contender series, we watched this dude break his arm and then we watched him come back and then he just gave Dana like the meanest boner and he gets all the love. I'm not saying he's not backing it up so far. He totally is. But there's a reason he's on the main, pretty active against a guy who is not the same guy. Clearly not the same guy no more. And because of that, this is old lion versus new lion, promotion behind the young stud. He's going to get it one way or another. The pick is easily Joe Pyfer.
Fair enough. We will see. I know Better Times got his hand up pretty quick, but I try to get to the host first. So I'm pass off to Usman. Usman, what do you got on this fight?
Oh man, I didn't know my hand was up. I was playing with the hand colors as well. Yeah, man. I really would love to go Jack Hermanson, but everybody knows they're pushing fucking Pyfer. Um, he's getting added to the video game this fucking week. It's all about Joe Pyfer. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think this is gonna be a great live spot if we get to that 7 minute mark or shit, 2 rounds go down and hopefully Joe Pyfer is looking phenomenal. I'll definitely fucking put in a live bet on Jack Hermanson because at that point we'll probably get ridiculous odds, and we know who has the higher potential across the 5 rounds simply just based on experience and what we've seen before. Jack Hermanson, he can be a threat on the floor. I know these Philadelphia boys seem to have very good jujitsu, but it's Hermanson. We know that's what he's known for. Pressure, just pressure of Pyfer is probably going to crumble him, though. No bet on this for me at all. No over, no nothing.
Better Times.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I was understanding of why Python was the favorite, but when I broke down the card, I think it's clear like the value is completely on Hermanson's side. Even if he was better back then, that's because he was more into his facet of MMA, which was the Greco-Roman wrestling. Like that was his thing, and that's what got him like into the top 10, but he doesn't really use that anymore because he's starting to he wants to show that he's a complete mixed martial artist, which he's not doing bad. He's an okay striker. He showed everyone how to beat Chris Curtis, which I believe surprised everybody because everyone was on Chris Curtis on that fight. But yeah, I think what's going to be the difference is when the fight goes the distance. This is a 5 round fight. I don't think Pyfer's just going to smoke Jack Hermanson. I don't think with his style lately, his movement, I don't think he's going to run into a shot. He really does pick his shots very well. And Pyfer is going to I think he's going to start to gas because even in the fights that have gone the second round before he got to the UFC, he wasn't gassed, but you can definitely tell the oomph wasn't there anymore. So after the second round, I believe Hermanson's going to be able to pick it up. And if he decides to use his wrestling, he can really wear out on Pyfer. So I would say either Jack Hermanson or over 2.5. Either one is good value.
Highly agree, man. I highly agree. Average, and we'll get it to Cade.
What the second I saw this matchup being made, I knew that it was the UFC trying to give Joe Pyfer like the jump in, like the I guess just like the jump. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little, but
The push.
it's not the easiest. Yeah, the push. It's not the easiest fight, as Joe said. Jack Hermanson is a tough customer. I think Joe Pyfer does has the power. But sorry, I'm stuttering again. Joe Pyfer does have the power to put him away. He's just got to land the punch. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a rough night for him. A really, really rough night for him. I think Jack Hermanson could frustrate him, kind of like how he frustrated Chris Curtis.
I agree. I tend to agree. Cade, what do you got on this fight, my man? And welcome to the mic. Good to see you.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Uh, I think you guys kind of nailed it. To be honest, like I think like Pyfer has. I think the first, I'll say 3 rounds, but I honestly probably two to finish him. But as the fight goes later on, I think the volume of Hermanson, obviously the ground game, I think he is the more experienced grappler. And then obviously he puts more output, but Pyfer it usually only takes one or two, and so that's understandable. But I think that as it gets into the third, fourth, and fifth round, like if it makes it that long, the experience and the cardio, mainly just the experience, though, I think it starts to take over and show. But I do somehow feel like I do feel like Pyfer's gonna get it done and knock him out. I think inside the first 2 rounds personally, but just my gut feeling. It's kind of a tough fight to call, but if it makes it out of the second round, I think it's Hermanson's fight. Me personally.
I might take a stab. I know for a while there, Usman was trying to find like interesting, uh, like prop plays that stand out. I would like to know what the submission prop for Joe Pyfer is. We do know, like you say, he comes from a pretty good Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, especially training there with them Philly guys. So, yeah, I mean, he could hurt and submit Hermanson, I suppose.
I'd like to add though, I don't think has it's been a while since Jack's been finished, right?
His last fight, I believe.
His last fight he got finished.
Yeah, but that was like a tricky little sequence of events that Roma
But
Delije
before
set
that,
up.
yeah, before that though, he wasn't a guy that just got finished like that. I don't think he got finished in a while
No.
before
Like
that.
like I said earlier in my breakdown, he's typically a durable guy. Like he's been finished a few times, but like he's also been through a few 5 round wars, so he's typically durable.
Yeah, I mean I feel like it's lazy capping to just sit here and say Piper's gonna knock him out, although that is my gut feeling. But I do think that outside of like the first
2 rounds is like I said. If it gets into the third, fourth, and fifth, I think it's Hermanson's fight to win or Hermanson's fight to lose. I think the experience factor plays a big part in that, but who knows?
Yep, like I said, I'm all over those late round props on FanDuel, the 3 4s and 5s, and the 2 3s and 4s, just to cover both ends, just in case his cardio does go a little earlier than I think. But yeah, those are all plus 1400 and better. So if you do think Hermanson gets the finish late, if you do have access to FanDuel, that's pretty solid lines there. Daniel, sorry for the wait, brother. What do you got on this fight, my man?
Pyfer, man, Joe Pyfer, he hits hard. He goes in, does the business. Yeah, this fight will not go a distance. I will say he will definitely have to watch out for Hermanson's ground game because you can never forget that heel hook that he did to Calvin Gastelum. So if he keeps the fight standing, he will definitely knock him out. So with that saying, I'll take Pyfer KO round 1.
Fair enough. Better make it quick, brother. We gonna pass the time a little bit here. What you got?
Just real quick, I just looked up the bets. If just in case the fight does go by decision, Jack Hermanson to win most significant strikes, most takedowns, win by decision plus 1600.
That sounds fantastic. Where's that on Bet Online?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that. That sounds like a good way to hedge my late round finishes. Good shit, man. Thank you for the line.
That is a nice hit there.
Joe, what do you have for us before we get out of here? Do you have anything that you need to touch on or you want to speak on?
No super fresh headlines, but there's a topic that's been on every Tuesday that I have not got to talk to or hear your opinion about at all. So, you're late into the game as far as the Cap MMA discussion goes. So, who you think's headlining 300, Trace? Who do you think in your gut? And I want to know why. I need some reasons. And if you got a backup, I just want to know who Trace thinks headlining UFC 300 and who's the co-main.
So Connor wants to fight. Nate wants to fight. They have a trilogy. They're 1-1. May not be the most exciting fight anymore, but it makes sense because it is a trilogy, and you do know it's going to sell because while Diaz probably doesn't carry a lot of name value in much other fights, the rivalry here, the 1-1, it's relevant. It's a winnable fight for Conor McGregor. It's a good way to try to kind of turn him back around. I do think he's a little less far gone than Nate is. Yeah, I think Nate Diaz makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so what I will comment on is that recently in the headlines they said that Dana White recently dismissed Conor. He said, "Oh yeah, later sometime this year, probably fall." We're thinking, and then I've even seen headlines saying that Ariel says the UFC is holding Conor back for their own agenda or whatever. Um, so if
So,
that's
am I
true,
tripping? Was it a fake post or is Mike Tyson really boxing Mark Hunt?
I don't know, but I'd love to watch that.
I seen that posted somewhere and they were saying it was real. I don't know if it was one of them fake websites. I didn't do a whole dive into it, but according to that, whatever I saw, it said that they were slated, approved and slated to fight
Combat.
sometime in boxing.
I'm gonna call him out because I'm tired of this shit. Combat Sports News today is the account. They started running their mouth with some dumb shit that fucking Tyson was gonna fight Fedor. No. Then they cooked up him versus Mark Hunt in an 8-rounder. No. Now they're pushing the new one, which I don't know if it's true or not, but the first one can't be true if the next one is true, is that it's Tyson. Check this one out. Which one does it belong here? The baddest over 50. Tyson, David Tua, Lennox Lewis, or Mark Hunt. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Anyways, there you go. That's the rumor mill, and I don't think there's anything to it. And I just wasted my time and yours talking about it.
Well, I appreciate you jumping on it for us, Rob. That way we know. Like I said, I didn't know if it was true or not. I appreciate you clearing that up. But sorry, Joe, didn't mean to go down a wormhole. Back to your point. What you got, brother?
Oh no, that's all right. Well, I'm just saying that the UFC seems to be holding Connor back because I thought for a while that I was pretty positive it was going to be Connor for a long time. Actually, I think he may be getting held back, but I do think it may be for that Nate Diaz fight and not that Michael Chandler fight. I do think that happens.
Do you
I
think
think
Amanda Nunes comes out of retirement?
yes, 100%. I seen her interview. She's ready. She wants to fight. She thinks she
You think so? When is home? When is home in Harrison?
300.
300.
Oh, is
300.
that 300? So yeah, so you can't do that unless you bring in Nunes as a backup fighter.
No.
No,
I don't.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen with
No.
Amanda Nunes.
It'll be end of the year. So this what's gonna happen. Kayla's gonna win that fight. They're gonna give her Raquel faster than Raquel wants. You're gonna hear Raquel bitch and she's rushed and all that shit. She's gonna roll Raquel over, and that fight will happen by the end of 2024, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Kayla is just a better version of Raquel. In all honesty, just a little bit more dominant wrestler. I think she should be able to edge out decision over her. I'm more worried about the Harris, the Holly Holm. I actually did take a half unit bet on the opening line for Holly Holm at plus 325. Uh, at plus 300, and if she continues to balloon, man, I'm interested in putting a little bit more money on her. I get it that she's quote unquote over the hill. She's old I mean, she is old. I get it. She's old, but we are just seeing a massive,
It's
even
a
a
good bet,
deflated,
Trace.
even a deflated Holly Holm. We're seeing a massive step up in competition,
It's
and
a good
we've
bet, bro.
seen exactly what happened the last time she fought a judo world champion. Although I don't think she lands that head kick again, I do think she's able to use the footwork and piece her up.
There's also the issue of weight here, and Holly has also said if Kayla misses, she's not going to fight at all.
Kayla already made it, guys. She already did
But
it.
the card is going to be extremely hard regardless.
She already did it.
Yeah, they
Practice,
did practice PI. It's not a true.
No,
It's not a true.
don't say
I mean,
practice cuts are different, bro. The PI got
oh
them
no,
in the
I'm just
first
saying how
fight.
many times have we heard fighters say, "Oh, I did a practice cut," and then they go in a fight and they do nothing. Like Dan Hooker, like went back said, "I did a practice cut back to 45," and then we saw what he was like against Arnold Allen. He was shit.
Yeah, Dan Hooker's been knocked out a bunch of times, and his career means probably a fraction to him what
All
Caleb.
right, hold up. Kay's had his hand up the whole time before we all started kind of talking over him. Kay, what do you got on this subject, bro?
No, I was just gonna say, the UFC 300 main event situation is kind of a little bit weird, and I actually think you're onto something with or maybe you're not, but I honestly think you kind of are because of what Dana's been saying this week and today. He just said again that he's had a little bit of difficulty trying to get this main event done, like the contract signed, and what else would hold him up? He's trying to do something, that's probably a little bit out of
Is
the
it?
ordinary. And I think
It
I think too, like, I don't know, man. And just to answer your question too, real quick, Trace, and not to go down a loophole, but I actually think what happens with Amanda Nunes is she comes back and finds her way to fight Kayla Harrison. But not only that, I think Chris Cyborg comes back to the UFC and she fights Chris too.
100%. I've been calling that shit too, bro. Cyborg wants back in the UFC, or she's gonna box. If she can't get back in the UFC, she's gonna box, and that's what.
If she was gonna stay with the PFL, she would have been on this Belfast card.
Yes, she's done with
That's the
them.
matches we deserve, though, because like we're always going to have this argument of who's the greatest of all time because you have them throughout all the other organizations. Get them all in, knock them all down. Do a fucking Kayla versus Holly, Kayla versus Raquel,
Oh, Dana's not gonna miss this boat. He can
Kayla
sneak
versus
this. He
bring
can
it.
sneak this PFL and take all of them, bro. Come on, he's not gonna miss that, Trace. He ain't missing that.
do you
But
think?
the question is, do you bring in Kayla to fight Nunes or Nunes to fight Kayla, or do you bring in Cyborg to fight Kayla?
This is what I
The
think.
biggest question is, do you sign Clarissa Shields when she times out at the end of 2024?
Oh, dude, she's a bust already. She's already a bust.
That's all the name values they've got, though. It's like, it's one of them things that what promotions do when they're trying to come up is find ways to gain name value, gain eyes where the UFC doesn't seem to care about them. And Bellator has always successfully been able to pretty much keep up in the women's divisions. And the PFL, Don the Khan, thought he was going to buy Bellator and combine it with Kayla and Clarissa
Well, let me
and
tell you something.
Larissa.
He's
And
definitely
bro,
held the two most annoying women's challengers in MMA history. Like they had PFL had Kayla Harrison and Clarissa Shield, and they're borderline unbearable, dude. They're so cocky and arrogant, and you're in the like all respect. Like I like PFL; they're fun league to watch. But they used to be a lot more fun to watch earlier in their exploits.
going.
But yeah, but yeah, like just terrible matchmaking. It's all about it was worse than Bellator, honestly. Fun they got bought out, or Bellator got bought out by them. But yeah, I think that we're gonna have a very clear image of how dominant that Amanda Nunes truly is when she runs through the rest of these women if she does come back to the
So,
fights.
What's
so
it
do
called, Joe?
I.
Real quick, because I gotta hop out of here real quick. I just want to tell
Yeah.
you this. And tell me if you agree or not before I hop out of here. But Kayla is gonna fight home, right? So Kayla beats home. Kayla goes and fights Raquel. If she beats Raquel, now you're in a situation where Amanda Nunes can come back and fight for something. So now she's gonna fight Kayla for the belt. She's gonna whip Kayla's ass, and then
Cyborg rematch.
now you're in a situation where you could say, "Hey, Cyborg, you come and sign this contract with the UFC. I'll give you the Amanda Nunes fight, and even better, it's for the belt."
Did I not just
And
say this? Did I not just say
and if
this? What the
and
fuck is
if
going
you're
I
on
walked
here?
away.
and if you're the
I walked
UFC
away
though,
for a second, Trace. If you
A
said that,
cyborg at 35? Are you kidding?
listen, if you and it yeah, Cyborg just said she can make 135. She just said it.
140 killed her.
She just said that she's not as big as she used to be at all. She said it right on her own podcast. She said she's not as big as she used to be at all. And oh, maybe it was James Lynch. Maybe it was James Lynch. But she told him she's not as big as she used to be at all, and she doesn't see 135 being a problem for her. And she's not, bro. She used to be jacked. She's still ripped, but she's not. She is smaller than she used to be. Like all
Oh
women.
yeah, far leaner, far leaner.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Rob, what do you got, my man? Sorry for the wait. We get excited around here.
That is what it's all about. The excitement and the passion. That's why I show up. That's why I share it with you guys. And with that being said, I'm gonna say good night, everybody. Be well. Good luck on your picks. You know what I mean? Good luck in everything. If you got nowhere to go tomorrow for the fights, hang out with me. Come talk to Garrett Armfield, that is, and Joe. Hey, love you, man.
hey,
Trace.
Rob.
I just want to say
Rob.
this, guys. Rob's got a pretty fucking sweet app, the All Star app. I'm currently ranked number 3 globally on that bitch. Rob, I'll see you on the battlefield tomorrow, my man.
Hey, I'm. You can't see it, but I'm full waist bowing to you, sir. Good night,
My
everybody.
man.
I'll see you in
All
the
right.
Are you
face, Rob.
number 3 globally, Trace? Good for you,
Yep,
motherfucker.
I'm ranked 3 globally on that app, man. It's pretty dope.
All
Uh,
right. So listen, I want to give my take to you real quick before you can close it down. So I've been on to this fight for a while. I've been saying this fight is coming for a while, and everybody been giving me shit. And now I'm telling you. Well, let me ask you real quick, Trace. You seen AP this week? You seen how big that man is?
sorry, mid bong. Yeah, he's going up to heavyweight.
You seen him though? Have you seen him? Have you seen how
No,
big he is?
I haven't seen pictures or videos.
Oh,
No.
you got to look it up. So hit up Best of MMA on YouTube, and then go to it's called The Best of MMA, and then like in their last 3 or 4 videos, you're gonna see a picture of Alex with a fade, not a bald head, in a gray shirt, looking jacked on the cover. Press that video and find the part about Alex. My man is gotta be 235, 245, solid as fuck. He might be a little bigger than that. UFC 300, Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira for the interim title defense or for the first 3 division UFC champion that can now challenge John Jones. And maybe if the UFC sees enough momentum, steal the fight from Stipe Miocic.
Hang on. Repeat that now. Who's still in the fight from Stipe?
If AP beats Tom Aspinall,
Which
he will be
has
the UFC's first 3-weight champion.
so I can
Will be.
debunk this. I can debunk this already.
Go ahead.
They've already spoke on Twitter about training together.
Who's that?
AP and John Jones.
Oh, I know all about it. AP posted a nice sparring video, and then John said, "Hey, looks good there, bud." And then AP posted officially going up. Would love to have the opportunity to train with John Jones. And then John said, "Yeah, no problem. Don't be foolish enough to think that John Jones doesn't want that feel. That John Jones
John
doesn't want
Jones
to know."
is going to work AP. Son, when I tell you he's going to work the fuck out of AP, it ain't going to be close.
All right, but what I'm telling you is AP as the first 3, and it won't just be 3 divisions, Trace. It's the big ones. It's all 3 of the big. It's the 3 biggest divisions. What I'm saying is that on a resume is big enough to get a John Jones fight. Where I'm not picking at Conor because me and him battle. I swear to God, I'm not. Whereas in my opinion, Tom Aspinall, interim title champion, even with an interim title champion defense, your resume isn't big enough to challenge John Jones for what John is risking at this point. Stipe's is, and what Stipe does for John is huge. Beating the first 3-weight champion and the way they could promote AP versus John, there's a lot in it for John. I think AP could not only keep John out of retirement, I think it may not even be that. I think he could steal the Stipe Miocic fight.
Or John fights Stipe, beats Stipe, retires. AP goes on, fights 1 or 2 fights. John Jones unretires, comes back and fights AP. AP's the only man that can goad John Jones out of retirement because of that 3 belt.
So I don't think John will leave, and here's why. John's money, and I watched John's interviews, and John has said when they ask him about retirement,
Well, he has had 35 years in between fights, so we don't have to call it. He can call it a retirement without it actually being a retirement. It's just another gap in his fight career.
Yeah, but all I'm getting at is John's been offered whatever John's getting. I have a feeling it's a base salary of about $4 million per fight, just based on all the things that I know. I think John's show, not win. I think his show is about $4 million bucks. On the low end, I think it's 2.5, and that's not win. I'm just talking show. And John has been very clear that he wants that money. When
Alex
they asked him about
that
retirement,
money would be a couple more mil.
yeah, no, he has made it clear that money would be enough to keep him out of retirement. Anyway, I'm dragging your space, and I know Connor really wants to get at it, so I'm going to throw it over to him, and then I'll stay off this subject now.
Oh, I was just gonna ask Joe, because you said that if AP beats Tom, assuming he beats him impressively, KO or whatever, he could steal the Stipe fight. Do you? I already probably know your answer, but if it's the other way, because I think Tom beats AP relatively pretty easily. If he goes out there and beats AP, KOs him, submits him 1 or 2 rounds, does he steal the Stipe fight, or is he still should out of luck?
He already spoke about.
No, so I'll be honest though. I do think there's a path depending on when John comes back, and I've been listening to Tom, and Tom has kind of already said that he's going to do this. He wants to get 2 defenses in. Right now, Tom wants to get 2 defenses in. If he can do that, in a relatively fast amount of time, meaning quick KO and get another one, then I think he is in that position. I do not think just beating AP will be enough, even though that doesn't seem fair. But if he beats AP and then it doesn't even matter, knocks out fucking Derek Lewis after that, I think it's enough.
Oops, didn't mean to mute everybody. Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna close that on that right there, Joe. Went a little later than I planned on again tonight. What you got, Average?
I was just, is Leon versus Bilal actually happening at 300? Wouldn't it have been a 50?
No, that's going to Saudi Arabia.
And like we were talking about before, how like Dana is having like difficulty like with the 300 main event. Doesn't that sound like a McGregor main event to you?
We're not gonna go circles.
I'm just,
Connor, what you got?
I'm just saying because I have my hand up, waiting for my opinion on that.
He did have his hand up. No, it does not to me.
Because
it sounds like
he's tough to negotiate with, right?
I think it is. I'm so convinced it's Tom AP. There's no talking to me about it.
Fair
I'm
enough.
so convinced.
Honestly, fair enough.
Connor, what you got?
Oh, I was just gonna agree with Average, and I think Kay was touching on it earlier that I think Dana and the UFC are having difficulties picking him, or not picking, I guess, just getting the main event squared away. I think in a perfect world they would like to sort of prolong the announcement to like tease the fans or whatever, but I don't think it's up to them. I think like that video that Dana posted or somebody posted of Dana where they're like basically alluding that it's more difficult than he wanted it to be to get this main event settled down. But I don't think it is Bilal and Leon.
I don't think that that's true, bro, at all. So someone brought it up, and I went back and looked, and they didn't announce the UFC 200 headline until the 199 card. And it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of people who don't buy every pay-per-view that will buy that Sean O'Malley pay-per-view. But if they're like, damn, the next one is that Connor card, a lot of people will be like, nah, I'm not going to get this one. I'm going to get that Connor card. And or if it's anything else big. But, I'm just using Connor as that huge name. Whatever it is, if the UFC is afraid that it could hurt the 299 sales and start overshadowing it, because the media already won't shut the fuck up about it. If you give them the main event, nobody's going to care about 298. Nobody's going to care about 299. And I think that the UFC is going to make us wait for that very reason.
That makes sense. I was just gonna say that makes sense, but like it seems like they're not having Conor fight. I guess Dana could be, telling a fib to the fans, whatever. But everything that Dana has been saying that they're trying to like prolong Conor's next fight. So a Conor fight would foreshadow other pay-per-views, but I think you're right. It could be Tom and AP, could be Izzy, AP, could be Izzy, DDP. Those seem like the fights that are being floated around. I don't think any of those really foreshadow or like distract the fans from the Sean O'Malley fight. But that's just my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. I know Trace is trying to close it out. It's like 5:30 in the morning for him or something. So, because he gets up at like the ass crack of dawn, I believe. So I'm gonna shut up and let him close this space up.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here, boys. I know Joe can talk these things all night with you guys. Sorry to be the party pooper, but I gotta go to bed. But yeah, man, good luck tomorrow night. I don't know if we're doing a live space or not. I don't know if it's been spoken about yet, but if we do, I'm sure we'll put out a post. And yeah, if we do, if everybody just jump in. If not, I'm pretty sure Jay Specker will have his space going. So he
Everybody
supports
jump
us.
into J Spec, bro. We're not doing one Trace. Let everybody jump into J Spec.
Yeah, he supports us, so we don't mind supporting him.
We're doing pay-per-views though. We're gonna get that 298 and that 299. That was a lot of fun. We're doing pay-per-views, even if I gotta do them.
Dead picks on the mic. Dead picks. What you got, real quick? We getting out of here, bro.
No, yeah, just the last finishing bit. Go to the YouTube, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube. If you're messing with us on Twitter, then obviously you guys should really go help support us on YouTube. Trying to crack the algorithm, is a mission in itself. But I do think that the listening experience is way better over there. If you ever miss an episode, all the episodes will be up there on the YouTube. I didn't do the live today, but best believe that the YouTube will have it archived for this episode. In terms of all that live show, I think I'm gonna do one for the pay per view for sure. I'm not really sure about tomorrow, but expect it for the pay per views for sure. Like I could promise you that. Might have to talk to J Spec to maybe work something out. If not, then you'll see me up here on the Cap MMA page. But yeah, go to the website, subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you for messing with us. We appreciate all the support, and it doesn't go unseen. And like I said, we appreciate all you guys.
Yep. Tune in to Sunday's space with Rhino and Usman, the Cash or Trash Sunday space. They'll talk about line movement and tickets they cashed and tickets they missed. Uh, and then of course we'll see y'all Tuesday at 10 p.m. Good luck tomorrow. Let's beat the book, guys. Let's go. Have a good weekend.